Alright, YouTube, welcome back to Seago Unlocks, and today we're doing something a little different. We're actually gonna attempt to refurb a iPhone 8 Plus screen. Right now we got it on the hot plate. We're gonna let it get good and warm. Well, I'll do a couple things I forgot to do ahead of the video. Thought I had everything ready, but yeah. So we're going to be using, there's really not that many videos on this stuff, but I don't know if you can see in the camera, but we're going to be using the KO number 2 machine. $100 vacuum pump. I'm thinking about upgrading that to get rid of some bubble issues. I had a small autoclave here. It's supposed to be just as good as the big one, just can only do like 2 phones. Really only 1 phone, but I fit 2 sometimes. And we got just a regular polarizer remover everybody uses, and we got a humidifier. Everything is good. The only part of the system that I cheaped out on would be that vacuum pump. But I got a new one coming tomorrow. I'm not sure if my bubble issues are, because everything's, I'm cleaning the screen well. I should have a clean room too, but I'm cleaning it super well under black light. And the bubbles I'm getting, they're air bubbles. They're not from dust. So hopefully the vacuum issue solves that, because the bubble remover, it's a little guy, but it takes out 90% of them. But I'm talking too much and I need to start because I've had this sitting on here for a minute. So I'm gonna start by putting a slit on the edges of this with a razor blade. A lot of people use a hot blade, but my arms are pretty big, so I can manage to use a blade that's not heated. Maybe, I don't know. You take your little cutter tool and pull these, just pull them off to the side. Don't pull them up and try to break the screen off. Just pull them to the side, and if you cut it good enough, they should come right off. Actually, I got a trash can now. Normally I got a mess everywhere, but I'm trying to be clean, and so yeah, now I got a trash can. Right before this video, you would have seen glass and everything on this. Okay. Alright, this one's fighting with me a little bit. Sometimes they do that. And then take your razor blade and go ahead, and if you got any pieces that didn't come off, go ahead and get them off there. See, I'm not used to having a trash can. And go ahead and clean up this glue along the edges. Don't cut into the screen. Just clean off the glue, because what happens, a lot of people that do this, they just do it on video. They don't explain nothing. I'm going to explain something. If you don't get rid of this glue, your wire will cut in between this glue, and it will cause you to cut into the screen, because that wire's got to stay in that same spot. A little mountain of glue, can change that. Now this is the iPhone, so you can use thicker wire. On Galaxies, you want to use 0.5 or 0.4, but on iPhones, that's not curved. There's no iPhones curved, but on screens that's not curved like this, you can, with LCDs, you can use thicker wire. The only thing I'm scared of is, I do this over and over all day, but every time I try to do a video, something goes wrong. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm nervous. So we'll go ahead and start the wire in there. Just make sure it's down in there. I like to cut it a little bit just to make sure. Back and forth. It's another little thing I learned. I put mine at the edge because the legs, I'm used to doing this by myself, and I used to have somebody hold it for me. But I put the legs off the table. If you burn yourself or anything, don't blame it on me. You say, oh, well, and I know there's going to be 100 comments of, you shouldn't do that, bro. You're going to burn yourself, or you should have gloves on and all that stuff. Look, I got chemicals going in here. I know I need proper ventilation. I already know it. I'm working on doing everything. Don't tell me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all so you know, like 8222, like everybody says, we don't know what's in it. Yeah, I should probably have some kind of mask on. I know this, but I'm reckless. So don't tell me. I hate them, you know. I can see the comments right now. Oh, he didn't wear gloves. Oh, he don't have a mask. Oh, he don't have proper ventilation. Oh, his skin's a little too tan. You know, I don't feel like hearing all that. If you want to do that, go to another page. Matter of fact, give me a thumbs down and go to another page. I don't care what you do. Because it's not like I'm making money off YouTube. I'm trying to help people out because nobody really helped me out. There was one guy on YouTube that was able to help me out. So, you know, if you don't like the video, don't watch it. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. And there goes the screen. We'll turn off the hot plate so we don't catch a fire. And this would be a good time to test the screen. It's good to test it, especially when you're just getting started. It's good to test it after everything you do. Even though I feel confident, I'm going to test it just in case something was to go wrong. I want to know where it went wrong. So I'll go ahead and test it. Especially on the next part. You know, the polarizer looks good, but I removed the polarizer anyway. And I remove it anyway. And when you take the polarizer off, you can't test it afterwards because you can't actually see what's on the screen because the polarizer helps you see the image. But what you can do is, if you don't feel comfortable, once you get the polarizer off, you can take a new screen with a polarizer on it and hold it over it. I'll show y'all soon. I'll show you in a minute. If you hold the polarizer over the screen, you can actually see it. One of my buddies told me, he said he met a guy that took a screen and took off the polarizer, and he made sunglasses. And he put polarizer film on the sunglasses. I don't know if it's true or not, but it would work. And nobody could see what was on his screen besides him. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Okay, let me see here. Uh-oh, we might have lost this one. No, there's no way. It was too perfect. All this stuff's all over it. It might be hard to line it up. I know my luck's not that bad. That glue. You know, and don't test it on a good phone either, because when you test it like this and that glue's all over the place, it gets down. That's why it's taking me so long to line this up. It gets down in the phone and it makes it, you know, get stuff down in the ports. Yeah, that's all it was. So, yeah, that's why, you know, make sure you have tester phone, because you've seen that. I plugged it in twice. It didn't make good connection. But, so, yeah, the screen's good to go. Like I said, I'm pretty confident, so I'm not going to let it come all the way on because I know that it's fine. You know what? Just for the video's sake, let's let it come all the way on. Because, you know, before I even started, I didn't let it come. Okay, there we go. Perfectly good. LCD, she's beautiful. We'll go ahead and remove it. Now we'll take off the polarizer. Technically, if you have glass that don't have polarizer, technically you can clean this and use just glass and OCA. But because it's easier to clean and it's better to put on a new polarizer, I'll go ahead and take off the polarizer. Just for cleaning's sake, because it's easier. So a lot of people, they go straight to this machine and start it out on the blade. You know, everybody does, but this is how I do it. It's easier for me because I learned without a machine. So it's easier for me to start the cut like this. And it's kind of hard to explain it. There's a real thin top layer If I show y'all on camera better, then I won't be able to see myself. I even had to position my hands a little bit. See, I'm camera shy, I'm shaky. And then as soon as you get it under there on the corner, just want to wrap it around. And if you miss it, just go back like I'm doing. Like I said, I'm camera shy, so I'm messing up a lot. And I messed up a whole lot. Oh God, yeah. I mean, I'm not breaking anything. I'm just trying to get me a nice little cut going. It's either I'm camera shy or I need to change this blade. But you know what? I'm not gonna make excuses for myself. So. And then you want to go back. My camera guy just left, so I'm getting more nervous because I'm ready. And I know you guys ain't gonna see this, and I want y'all to see this. Where do you get good help at in this world? I mean, honestly, where do you get them? I was just trying to do a video. I know it's not gonna take that long. I'm not even gonna edit it. I'm just gonna do it in one shot. But I apologize if y'all can't see this. So anyway, you want to start it. You know, you want to get it back about this much, and that way, well, you can do it. Whether you do it right here or you do it like I did, you want to get it back about that much and pull it back. Then we'll go over here to the polarizer remover. Flatten down these cables. That way they don't get cut. The one cable that's on here already looks bad. And then hold down the center. That way the screen don't pop up and break. And as soon as you got everything lined up, go right on down. Try to do it fastly. Don't let this set on the screen. And burn nothing. Then as soon as you do that, start at the top, get you a good clean edge, and go ahead and pull that right off. See how it's a little cleaner right there than the other part? Sometimes I clean this and it looks real clean, but sometimes it leaves some residue. I try to get as much as I can off, because another thing people don't tell you is that you, up here, while you're cleaning it, just the tiniest little swipe trying to clean it will go into the backlight. And that's my hardest part of the whole process. So we'll go ahead, this blue stuff at the top, we'll go ahead and take that off. Just rub it off with your hands. Sorry about the screaming baby. My life's a terrible life. This is my life. But yeah, so try not to listen to it. I don't mean it like that. I like my life, but sometimes it's hard to get peace. Sometimes it's hard to get peace. Alright, let's clean that off. Well, probably never get my YouTube channel up and going, that's for sure. If you guys got kids, this actually ain't my kid, it's my roommate's kid. That's why I'm even more or less pleased about it. But if y'all got kids, y'all know how it is. He is a little monster, I will say that. So I apologize, y'all, ahead of time. I'm spending a little bit more time on it than I normally would, but it's got a good amount of it on there. More than normal. Normally it should have took 1 second, but I just want to. I've been having a bubble issues, and I believe it's my vacuum pump. But just in case, so I can narrow it down, I want to make sure I do everything perfectly, and I clean it off about as much as I could. Let's go ahead and set it on the table. Now the next part, we're going to take some clean room cloths, and we're going to line them up right like that, right here at the edge. Line it up perfectly. Yeah, you just don't want this. These right here, you know, the 8222 takes it off, you know, pretty fast. But this keeps it from running into the black light. This will actually soak it up and keep it from running in there. The only problem is the edges at the top, you know, while you're, you know, it's hard to clean them because the little, I'm talking about, you barely touch it. Nobody mentions that part. I don't know why, but you barely touch it and it will go into the black light. So it's very hard to clean the top part. So what I do is when I'm tabbing this, I try to let this, watch it run. You know, I don't touch too far up there, but I watch it run all the way to the edge. That way it can at least sit on there and pull it off. You know, where I ain't got to mess with it. This stuff's really good, but and other than that, you know, I don't mess too much on the edges because I know that's where the black light is around the screen. But I've never had it run into it on the sides or anywhere else. It's always been the top. So you know, I'm not scared anywhere else. I'm just scared on the top. Really, I've been messing with it a little too much already. Even that's too much, and I haven't even touched it. What we'll pat it down. Like I see, I don't mess with the top too much. Should have gloves on. I'm gonna wash my hands afterwards. Go ahead and get you some alcohol and get your acetone. You know, acetone like the girls do their nails with. Get you some 100% acetone, because after you let this set for about a minute, it'll pull all that glue left from the polarizer up. It'll pull it up, no problem. But there's a white residue that films on the screen. And if you get that white residue, there's something else nobody says. The only way to really get it off is more 8222. So, you know, the best thing is, while it's still wet and you pull this off, go ahead and hurry up and hit it with some a clean room right with some acetone before it leaves that residue. And if it does leave a residue and you see that it's somewhere and you can't get it off, a lot of times I get it at the top because I want to wipe the top, but I know if I wipe it, it's going to go in the black light. If anybody knows how to do this better without getting in the black light, let me know. Because right now what I do is I kind of take my nail and I go right at the edge and I scrape it down, the clean room right. I scrape that down to try to pull it off a little bit. But yeah, at the end, you know, I want to clean it up good up there, and I just can't because I know that it's gonna. I take a dry cloth, but a dry cloth don't do nothing. All right, it's been long enough, I believe. Oh, like I said, I like to. And don't. And it'll pull it right off. You can actually see it coming. Now hurry up, take it, get this bottom part, get the rest of it off if you can. Need to hurt. See, it's already turning on me. keep it wet. Just don't let it haze up on you. Alright. Hurry up and get you another one. Get that acetone on there. Bam. And hurry up and hit that whole area before it does that. I'll try to get the top carefully. I'll take a dry part of it and I'll try to get the top a little more. If you can see here, it's pretty clean. Just that top part right there, which that's off screen, all the way up there. That's off the screen itself. But you don't want that to cause you to have any bubbles. And if I get any closer to it, it goes right into the black light. So if somebody can give me a tip on that, that's like the one thing that I can't figure out. So after that, I like to clean it in the mold. Go ahead and grab your mold. Be careful, them cables are picky too. They get bent out too much and they won't work. The whole screen will be gone. So I'll get it in the mold there. I'll take another wipe. I'll hit this one with alcohol. And this is going to be the final cleaning here. I'll try to get up at the top without going into it. I'm already scared right now because I barely touched, the top of it, but I feel that I went too far. You'll know when you went too far because you'll see that little puddle come up right under the screen and you'll think, how did that get there when I barely touched it? But it will. And also another thing, that blue stuff at the top, I've thought about taking that off last, thinking that would hold some of it out. But, that didn't work either. But it was worth a try. Alright, I'll do a little dry cleaning now. I'll look and make sure I don't have that puddle going on, and I don't, thank God. Taking a dry one to the top. Alrighty. You ain't gotta worry too much about the smudges. It's the dust. The smudges won't show. And I'm going a little slower on this. I would be trying to do it faster, but I'm picky. I don't have that clean room, so when you ain't got a clean room, you really gotta pay attention. That little piece of dust, the tiniest piece. So there she is right there, nice and clean. I'm gonna put her under the black light. I'm gonna put her under the black light just to see. Like I see one piece already. That black light just makes that dust glow. And like I said, I got the humidifier over here, help pulling some dust down also. Alright, that looks good. So quickly, you want to take your new piece of glass and you want to take off the film. Make sure you got it on there the right way. And pull it off down. That way no dust gets in it. And hurry up and get it on there. This right here is already too slow. I'll check again, and really this is a I think I grabbed the 7+ mode, but it's almost the same. It works. It'll tab right in the middle. I don't recommend using the wrong mode, but I'm waiting for the right one to come in. The tops on the 7+ and 8 are a little bit different, but this mode actually, it works. It lines it up. Also, there's frames that these laminate in, but the company built me what they call the all-in-one laminating mode, and it was a sheet of this, and they actually wanted me to take a olive wrench and set it on there and set the olive wrench on top of here, and they said it was an all-in-one. But I'm having bubble issues, and before I get that pump, I want to get something a little bit more firmer to see if, that fixes the issue. And already, this should go right in the laminator. I've had it out for too long. But, yeah. Yeah, I've had it out way too long. Get it in there fast. See how that did. Yeah. There's the bubbles in there. Actually, honestly, this using what I just used, normally it's 3 times many bubbles as I've been getting. And my autoclave almost been able to take them all out. But after seeing this right here, I believe the autoclave will get all them out. But still, they say that the one reason you will do bad or good is this right here, this vacuum pump. You know, maybe if I would have had a better vacuum pump, even if it does have something to do, even if it does have something to do with these molds, if I had the better vacuum pump, it would still do a better job. I mean, it don't cost $350 for no reason. You know, it's just like anything. The better one you get, the better. You know, I've been having to keep them in the vacuum chamber, and I don't even know if it's okay to do it. It's supposed to only be in there at 40 degrees for 15 minutes. I've been had to keep some in there 45 minutes. So, you know, I'm trying to right now. I know on my part what I'm doing is correct, but I'm trying to figure out what machinery wise what's going on. Like as far as what I'm doing here, other than having a clean room, making sure there's no dust on there, but a clean room, I'm visually checking, and I can tell my bubbles are not from dust. If they're from dust, you can see it in there, and the bubble will never come out. But these are just air bubbles. So after seeing this, I'm gonna see if it comes out of the autoclave and it doesn't have no bubbles. I'm gonna almost guarantee that this stupid mold that I put together out of this stuff they gave me. You know, for one, if you take like my iPhone X mode, you see how I can dip my finger in this thing? It won't move. It's soft, but it's firm. But I haven't done an iPhone X with this to see how good this did. So I'll give you an update, and you know, I know there's other people having bubble issues. I'll let y'all know whether it's the small autoclave, whether it's the cheap vacuum pump, or whether it's the ghetto molds they send me. You know, in the beginning I was thinking, you know, as long as it sit on there and it fit, it would be okay. But then I started thinking earlier, you know, it's real soft, and it, you know, maybe part of the screen is pressing in, the other part standing up, and it's not getting that tight vacuum seal. You know, maybe, I don't know how it works, but that's just a guess. So like, subscribe, and share, and I'll keep y'all updated. Actually, go ahead and like, subscribe, share now, but because I'm not sure yet. But if there's another part of this, well, if this video gets extended and I keep talking after now, then that means I'm showing y'all this screen with no bubbles, and that means that my issue was this here. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. No matter what, I'll be back. So I'll hold off for my ending notes for a minute.